lot changed, right? And that was where Copenhagen Flames got their revenge initially. But now with so much on the line, you know, this is a lot more reminiscent of the first time these teams faced off against each other back at the PGL Major in Stockholm.
Yeah, and I can't believe Ancients to close it as well. I really hope we get a 3-mapper today. I think we want to see if Copenhagen Flames can, you know, come in with not only an upset, but taking down NiP on their most comfortable map right now. Obviously, Copenhagen Flames, a team that have a full map pool. They don't have an insta-ban. Lead away from Dust more often than not. But, you know, either way, this is a really nice veto, a really high-stakes matchup, and two of the most competitive teams that we have in this entire group for Europe. So, Sweden versus Denmark, with an imposter on one side, Tag fighting against his countrymen. And we've got this mid-walk for Copenhagen Flames, but NiP have read it so well.
Yeah, triple lean here. Tag going to make contact first and then bring them into the realm of Hampus and Brolin. Brolin, only one out of that little sandbags position, and he's dealt with. nicoodoz has also picked up Hampus. This this attempt to peel attention away and have these other two do the damage has not worked out for NiP. So they might have had everyone in the right place. They might have had the read. They might have had the setup, but they still get dismantled by the Copenhagen Flames. It's all on Reds now, 1v3. Over the top of construction here, he's looking for a way back in.
Yeah, no kit right now, and no one's giving up a single fight. As soon as the first contact comes in, roeJ's going to swing, even with jabbi at the back as well. Rez hunting this kill. nicoodoz with a P250, double swung, and Rez can't connect in time. It's a trade and a round out of Copenhagen Flames. And yeah, you know these, Pimp called them just a bunch of nerds, right? Having fun. And very, very scary team right now. I think it's so hard to keep up performances when you make a run and you go to a major and you perform well, and you're still like a, you know, still a relatively young team on the majority of these players, even in the sense of experience, not just age. At Tier 1, we see so many CIS teams make runs at majors and then capitulate and disappear in the post, you know, major wave. Even if they keep those rosters, Copenhagen Flames have stuck together through thick and thin. And you know, if they can make another run here, Harry, in back-to-back majors, that would be one hell of a story for these fellas.
I'm super excited that we have Vertigo to open, and a lot of it comes off the back of this guy on our screens right now. For anyone who knows me, they know I'm a big roeJ fan. I really am. I think this guy is just something special when it comes to getting openers, when it comes to creating space. Back at Katowice, he had that game versus Yakindar and the Outsiders, and there was this ramp battle going on between the two of them, and I've never seen anyone be able to make Yakindar the way roeJ did, which was just kind of, you know, blowing him out. Even though Yakindar did get aces and whatnot in that series, it was super weird. He was like bottom player with like 3 aces to his name. Very, very peculiar. But yeah, this guy on ramp is a sight to behold. So let's see what he's able to get away with here. He's got the MP7, doesn't have utility to clear the sandbags, but a teammate with him who will lob that molly in. HooXi here to help. Hampus burning, and now he knows. Little nade stack rains in, artillery onto roeJ, and so he's going to learn about, you know, this very heavy lean for NiP towards top ramp. Gives that info across to the rest of the team, but NiP are quick to rotate. Plopski is concealed in this smoke. They finally spam him out. However, everyone else is arriving. nicoodoz with one, gonna need a little bit more than that, and he will tap out the last 2. That's clean for this guy.
Yeah,
nicoodoz, gonna hit the ground running, isn't he?
We know he's a headshotter. We saw that scout ace on Overpass just yesterday, but it's the rifle that comes in clean for nicoodoz, waiting for the orb. And yet, as soon as Copenhagen Flames see that nade stack for NiP, it's a nice idea. They immediately explode on B. Rez and Plopski give it a go, getting weird in smokes, but Copenhagen Flames convert against the force, and now NiP have to go for a little eco. Should be a free round here for roeJ to run wild. And yeah, you really are such a roeJ fan, Harry. Not only do you copy his res, his crosshair, his sensitivity, I think you made your bedroom look just like his, right? You actually mapped it on a 1-to-1 scale, if I'm correct.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you've got to be dedicated, right? You can't just use the config. You've got to live the lifestyle, is what I always say. So yeah, I do everything like roeJ does. Now, is this little boost employed? roeJ, I'll check for it. Oh, Rez, dearie me. That little spam is going to put the fear in Copenhagen Flames. roeJ knows better. Doesn't want to go ahead. And now here's them coming his way. Stuck in this corner. roeJ's getting rushed down. There's one. Oh, can't get any more than that.
But it's fine. Again, both of these rounds, roeJ has managed to pull all of NiP over to this A site and leave B almost empty. And this round it even is. Brolin can drop in, but Copenhagen Flames should at least be getting this bomb plant here. And it's all about pistols just trying to overwhelm and rush down players. They've all got rifles, Harry. Mac 10 retrieve for Plopski. Really shouldn't do a whole lot. So that, let's see if they can find some more damage. Some rifles, but caught jiggling around. And Spawn, nicoodoz almost nails another. Hampus low, and it's easy pickings for Copenhagen Flames. Everyone alive with the rifles. And now, talking of rifles, we get exactly that. The big question of NiP's AWP, obviously, you've seen S-Tag using this event so far with roeJ as the secondary. Let's see if he's up for the task.
Something that's a little bit concerning, right? And I think it's going to be a big test for S-Tag is putting a stop to nicoodoz. He's having one of these games where he just comes in at, you know, 6th gear from the get-go. Like, there was no build-up time.
How does a car even start?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's defying all logic. You know, he was like one of the big reasons as to how Copenhagen Flames carved this path to the major last year. nicoodoz was a real pillar of that. So to see him in this form in such an important game is a real treat, and he can just have games where he goes ham and he dominates. Similar, you know, to what we've seen out of guys like roeJ on NiP so far. He's had a couple of pop-off moments here.
That 25-3 scoreline, it got a bit closer, but he had a phenomenal ancient game against the Eagles, no doubt. S-Tag in middle. This guy, throughout his career, he's played many roles. He's now back to the AWP, and he nails the shot in mid, dodges the flash, and puts down Zyphon. It was towards the end of the old Heroic, the green logoed Heroic, where S-Tag was even donning that primary AWP at one point in time all those years ago. So he's at least familiar with it. roeJ getting caught. This is all a bait for Hampus on the boost.
nicoodoz is going to try and fill the void. His teammates set up over here towards B. Bomb still dropped at bridge, so you're assuming someone's going to go get that. 30 seconds and nicoodoz will be the man to try retrieve the bomb, rejoining his teammates over at the B site. However, on the back of things going a little quiet over here at A, we've got an extra man, you know, supplementing this B site hold. 2 of them here with a 3rd that can rotate over from middle. There's HooXi with the opener. Plopski will swing out and now just won't fight them. It's a very frustrating position to deal with. jabbi runs him down and is good for the double. As picks up. Leaves it all on nicoodoz, and yeah, as he gets up off the bomb, the molly starts to tickle him. Can't go anywhere, and he just gets run down. Being in 1v2s like that, where you're stuck at default, it's so hard to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, that molly actually went a bit deep, but maybe more for the other plant that we've been seeing as of late, the one covered by the double box for stairs. roeJ throws it in deep, but still nicoodoz just swings and dies, so NiP get on the board. That got awfully close, considering it was a 5-on-2 at one point, or sorry, 5-on-3, and yeah, Plopski hid so long at the back of that B site. Even with a couple of flashes, he never faced. So good time bought there for Plopski. It's not cheap.
I'm getting, you know, a little bit worried because I think, you know, roeJ over towards ramp. Maybe I've sold everyone on him very, very hard, and you know, it's not really
You're
yielded
already
the
getting
results.
off the roeJ train 4 rounds in.
I'm not getting off the roeJs just yet, right? Here's the thing. I think he does have it in him. I think thus far, NiP, the way that they've kind of played ramp is pretty passive and like built around these kind of little bait and switch setups once you get ramp room, right? It hasn't really been a case where they're fighting super heavy for that early control. Normally it's been delayed utility and like the kind of eco rounds, right, to retake that position late, or they've had these like sandbag setups, these boost setups that have all kind of hinged around just being a bit grimy as to how you were exactly right, and it's all like these like gimmicky situations where you're trying to just take a man out early. And with roeJ solo lurking ramp a lot, he is going to be the guy on the receiving end of that. So it's a nice idea of this NiP game plan to try and nullify roeJ at ramp, and I think it's been working quite well. You can see that in how much Copenhagen Flames have lent into these B plays as opposed to, you know, the full ramp setups.
Yeah, they're really trying a lot on this T side. They've shown already varied beginnings to rounds, 3 in mid this time, akin to that pistol. Oh, do they boost? They're double nading, double smoking over the top. Flashes, you name it, they got it. S-Tag gets that pick. HooXi dead first. Zyphon wants to go, but that Molotov lands at the right time. And it's up to roeJ to enter B this time around. That's a beautiful flick, but there's two more CTs facing. S-Tag peels off mid to help out, but now he's got to look back. That molly lands. It forces the bomb in, and S-Tag drops it. This is lovely for NiP right now. A 4-on-2, and they know where Plopski is. jabbi's looking for that kill to slow down in the mid-round.
With nicoodoz dead in middle, yeah, it was only a matter of time.
Solid.
S-Tag, lovely, clinical with this AWP. You know, you touched upon it. He's been a man of many talents. It's kind of in the story of this dude's career. You know, never afraid to just take what was needed within a team and try to perfect that as his role.
He's honestly been almost every role. Like, he's in-game led, he's AWP'd, he's been first in, he's been second in. This guy can do a lot, right? We've seen him over a lot of Danish rosters in Heroic and in Astralis, obviously, where a lot of eyes were drawn to this guy, picking him up for Cloud9 eventually. We all know how that went, but coming back into NiP, it's really nice to see him still varying it up, still keeping it fresh. You know, we all secretly want Device back, but while we wait, S-Tag's happy to fill that void how he can. 4 kills in that round with the AWP, and now a bit of a B walk with just Glocks.
They're going to try and throw this boost in. Plopski.
Oh, that cone. Oh, Harry, the cone.
He's seen the cone. The cone is slightly in the way, isn't it? Oh, still going to respond. jabbi on the receiving end of that spray. Plopski now knows that there's a couple of feet down here at the bottom of ramp, but does get caught, jiggling it rather wide. It's the Deagle of HooXi to try to open this one up. Hampus is also low in this round. Things could get weird. It's the lack of utility that's going to make your life hellish. Trying to get up these stairs, you've got no way to even smoke the gens off if you get this room. So you're going to get 4 every step of the way. And with S-Tag now just barreling down the line with this AWP, you're going to have a pretty hard time getting past it. This double setup should be good enough to contain the round for NiP. Very little nicoodoz is going to be able to do about it.
Yeah, they've just cycled jabbi's D to the third player now. Going to pre-aim it, but S-Tag's quick on that AWP. And top default with an AWP, that is the most annoying angle to fight. You're looking for those headshot angles, the typically favorable ones for CTs, and they're just way over the top. You have to compensate so much with that aim, and it's not going to happen. Even with the pre-aim, S-Tag locks it down on B, and I imagine we're going to see more of a standard A ramp take now on this T side. We've not actually seen it. You drew that much in when we were talking about roeJ and his solo lurks. Maybe some numbers here this time. So a 3-1-1 default, actually 4-1 right now with Copenhagen Flames going back to A. Their first proper take on a gun round. Let's see how it fares.
Yeah, and also for once, NiP are kind of fighting this early. They haven't really done this yet. And so there's roeJ with the opener. These are the fights he lives for, right? He wants you to be engaging him at ramp. He wants you to be facing him. He doesn't want to have guys boosting or someone playing sandbags or bait and switch setups. He loves it when you try to fight for the control. And so that's the early advantage taken here for Copenhagen Flames. Oh, that's a lot of damage. And now Brolin having to tuck himself in. NiP have actually pulled everybody over. All 4 players are here. B is empty, mid is empty, and Copenhagen Flames don't have real estate anywhere else, so they don't know this. Re-aggro back into the top of ramp.
Wow.
roeJ, Zyphon, and HooXi all going to kill a piece. And this A play has worked wonders. They're looking like they're going to up and leave, run away. And that only baits S-Tag into a peek, into a fight he never wanted to take. That's a free AWP for nicoodoz.
Yeah, that's sick as well. I think, once you kill 3 players re-aggroing ramp, and they're walking it, no flash, they try and catch Copenhagen Flames throwing util, and even going through those like XX smokes as well. Very ballsy for NiP on that round, and Copenhagen Flames, you kill 3, you're expecting the 4th. At that point, no one saw short. And now nicoodoz has an AWP to play with as well. Going to take his spawn towards A, look for this pick. S-Tag yet to take A spawns. Actually just been leaning B and mid most of these gun rounds. So we're not going to see this AWP battle. Instead, NiP crunch mid. They're coming in with a new plan. Every round, something different for this team, and all of that info is gained by jabbi. He's seen them cross, and he's ready for the fights. They don't know that he saw them. That's the best part. jabbi is so tuned in on that fight, and NiP have no idea. Really, really grimy. Double entry. And maybe even aware about a third as well. They're going to try and explode B. S-Attack's so blind he doesn't move. Just like a statue. And now a 5-on-2 where Copenhagen Flames, it's hard to lose this, to be honest.
Yeah, NiP are conceding everything. They are playing CT spawn. They kind of want to just save. And because they didn't know whether or not, you know, Copenhagen Flames are up A, or if they have joined jabbi now over towards B with him going so deep, they've grouped in CT and started to fight away from the B site, trying their best to hold on to these guns. Lovely round out of jabbi, though, right? It goes without saying.
Yeah.
Really, really nice, you know, little entries over towards B. Sets himself up with a flash that was so good. It left S-Tag so blind. And also, he just didn't really believe that anyone would just be, you know, wide swinging on the back of it. He kind of hangs around, doesn't fire off. This is a nice save from Brolin and roeJ. Going to get away with, you know, their guns at least.
4 kills. I mean, you know, we still got rebuys for Copenhagen Flames, but they're not going to be building up much money off of that one.
So that jabbi little mid angle, that was pretty gnarly, isn't it? So it's like a pixel angle to spot the cross.
So for NiP, they're peeking mid there, and if someone's defaulting mid, they're going to be holding on top here, this angle, and they usually will see, oh, there's a headshot angle, he's playing it, he's seen us mid. jabbi does not get spotted. He's crouched, he's playing a pixel, he sees them push mid, and then he readies himself for a gunfight. Meanwhile, NiP are thinking, ha ha ha, there's no one mid, and they're just walking around the corner, and so jabbi's just so much more favored. It's cheeky, it's nice, it's smart. So is this for roeJ. Talking cheeky, he is in the smoke, but there's so many T's here walking into him. roeJ, body block, and that's a great timing. As roeJ looks away, turns around, Zyphon walks through with 3, and again, it's a triple opener for Copenhagen Flames. NiP are playing so grouped right now, they're living and dying in these early fights. Rounds being won or lost off the back of them. A couple in a row for Copenhagen Flames after some money woes in the last one, hunting down those guns. Well, this time they'll keep it clean. You'd hope.
jabbi's already hunting. That's only the USP. The big gun is here. Brolin's not looking to part ways with it anytime soon. He really doesn't want to give up this A1S. Once again, trying to drop them in the save, getting wrapped, and HooXi will remove it, so doesn't get to save it twice in a row. Copenhagen Flames up on a 6. NiP, you know, something that they were doing really well early on was kind of not giving away these early fights, in particular over towards ramp, but like even the triple mid push. You know, these are cool ideas to try and like test the limits of the Copenhagen Flames default. I would love to see them go back to these kind of grimy bait and switch setups over towards A, right, where something that you just said, which is the rounds are kind of being won or lost on the back of this first fight, on the back of this first engagement. They're so all in on it that there's no room for it to go wrong. There's no contingency. There's no fallback plan. If you lose 3 pushing ramp or pushing middle, that's the round. You know, you are not coming back from that one anytime soon.
No, we haven't seen, you know, when Copenhagen Flames are getting bomb plants, it's only to, you know, start the clock and guarantee the round in like 5-on-2s and 4-on-1s. So yeah, we need to see NiP maybe play a retake round and give up a bomb site. Or even just try and catch Copenhagen Flames in the plant, because right now it's so early on where these rounds are coming through. Fight down ramp is nice, not overcommitted is Hampers, he hops out quick. Roland has short side, and this is looking a lot more standard now for NiP. They tried to be audacious, they tried to be cheeky, but reality came crashing down, and Copenhagen Flames, up with a very good T-side start to this map, has forced some respect out of NiP. Plopski passive B, S-Tag spotting mid, but the bulk is this AAA setup the Copenhagen Flames are working right now. A util trade out on short side. Molly's going to push back Brolin. And for NiP, it's the question of if you want to re-aggress on ramp, and if you do, at what point? There's no flash primed for this play. S-Tag has one for the boost. Re-smokes are buying NiP more time.
Oh, that's close to Brolin. He doesn't want to stick around. Copenhagen Flames dry fighting at ramp. Not even trying to set this up with a flash, and that will betray nicoodoz as he's spammed through the top of this smoke.
Shot the AWP off.
Top default. Flashes to slow Copenhagen Flames down. And with only 20 seconds left, they're going to have to go. They're going to have to explode onto this site. Brolin, in the meantime, is up through the short side, and everybody's dead. Zyphon is late lurking through B, and he's never to find anything here. 1 versus 4, just going to save the AK. They even know what he's up to here. Not uncommon to see him do this. And so NiP will get that round. That's a really nice return to just, you know, getting passive with it, waiting them out, besting them in kind of, you know, this this fight for top ramp, never giving them that invitation to pick the pace up. And that was just a lot cleaner across the board. NiP, few more rounds like that, and this CT side is well and truly saved.
Yeah, they're testing their executes right in that round, and S-Tag from Elevator, he holds a flash in his hand for like 45 seconds, lobs it high, and NiP just able to jump up off boost, swing, fight. As soon as Copenhagen Flames try and commit, far slower of a round, a lot more respectful in the early round. roeJ, he wants to go back for this. It didn't work last time, sitting in the smoke on short. Maybe coming through, looking for a kill through the gap, but they might see him back. He throws util. Going to be very careful. It's S-Tag, first time on A with his AWP, puts it to use in taking down Zyphon. They molly him. He's going to be able to get out. Oh, Hampers wallbangs him in through the yellow side, and that's one way to trade it. Knowing the angle, he's got his receipts. 3 on 5, and Copenhagen Flames, a very difficult spot right now.
HooXi wants to try and like get involved, try and trade, but he's got the bomb on his back. He can't go further than this. Like that would just be the entire round thrown away. As a result, it means there's no punishment on roeJ's death. You know, there's no follow-up to that. Everything gets very, very slow again for the Flames. Util goes over, roeJ doesn't push with it, just decides to play the short wall. S-Tag, the timing could be awkward here, could be a little rough. Having now concede the angle. Flash goes in. S-Tag, missed shot. That looked dead on, but nicoodoz able to land his. However, the rest of NiP should be here to pick up the pieces. Jabbi's dead. HooXi and nicoodoz. nicoodoz stuck over here at the sandbags. Ooh. That's a lovely reaction. Second kill now from this AWP. And a 2v2 inside of the site. They go swinging out. There's also a wrap coming in. And so with nicoodoz dead, the round is secured. Brolin, lovely little double up. And I mean, even if those guys had fallen short, you had this big wrap for Plopski coming in.
The swing fight that round is roeJ killing jabbi coming up on the site, because he not only doesn't have a teammate to trade, he's alone, but if jabbi gets that kill, it's a 3-on-3. Suddenly Copenhagen Flames have enough players to cover that bomb plant, but you see how suppressive NiP are. As soon as they hear that plant in a 3-on-2, they know that one player doesn't have his gun out, so they just jump up boost, they swing default, they kill the AWP, and then they close it before he can even get off the plant animation. So yeah, really nice for NiP. But, you know, giving up ramp and playing these bomb sites and playing for the plant is going way better than the early game where, you know, they were just getting triple killed at top A, and now roeJ is starting to feel it. He's starting to get confident again. He knows that one kill was so big last round. He's even pushed all the way through A, leaving the AWP on S-Tag on sandbags, but this is not an A play by any means, while roeJ's lurking alone. The rest of this T side are creeping towards a B site. And this boost, if you don't want your gun to stick through the wall behind wood, you can't switch. You can't quick switch, you can't QQ, pull out nades. But it doesn't matter when Plopski does that. Jumps up with a flash from Brolin, and you couldn't have timed it better.
Yeah, beautiful scenes now. roeJ has won one fight over here at a ramp. Maybe that's a contingency plan for Copenhagen Flames. Maybe they see how much room this guy can create. Zyphon still challenging the B stairs. The bomb has gone back to rejoin roeJ over here outside of the A site. Brolin just not overextending. Flash goes in. Oh, that's a quick reaction from Zyphon, who was at the full mercy of that flashbang. A 3-on-3. Now the A site is the more reinforced of the two, and you've just seen HooXi here. You know, that earlier it was only roeJ, and it often only is roeJ in these A-side lurks. So that is a lot of information now for NiP to go off of. You can see that Plopski's left the B site in response to this, is kind of playing that construction angle to watch both mid and B. It also is going to give him a way faster rotate over here towards A. The nade finds Zyphon over at ramp, and roeJ, there just isn't time for this. There just isn't a world where that 1v3 can happen. Lovely for NiP, lovely, right? From the flash at B ramp to challenge early, and then they have a great reaction to the info that they gain over towards A. This CT side is looking sharp.
Yeah, there were some really nice early rounds for Copenhagen Flames, but NiP quickly realized what the solution is, and they are applying it with pressure. I love that nade play at B as well. They hear that A is just too quiet, and even though Copenhagen Flames haven't made a step on the B bomb site, it's, you know, just expected by Brolin and Plopski. A flash for a double, just an eco now, shouldn't be any problem. And HooXi's trying to pressure mid, but as he runs away, the nade lands. And Copenhagen Flames are going to get picked apart in a round like this. Not really much to be said or done with no utility on the T side of Vertigo. Oh, that's a clean shot. Any more, perhaps, roeJ? No, roeJ will shut him out. That could have been a way back in. That could have been guns on the ground. Instead, Copenhagen Flames are waltzing into B with a bomb on A, hoping that NiP over-rotate. That will require the entry, and they're not going to get it. Plopski tucks in, calls for a flashbang. Out it goes. jabbi's blind. He's got cover. Ooh, Plopski even changes position, and jabbi will not be aware of that one. Still scared of back quad. Plopski fires off. And he needs this kill if nicoodoz was ever going to do anything, but he's already gone from the site as soon as he picks up that AK. Nice dig for jabbi. Damage duty is good, but NiP are better. 7 rounds, they've taken the lead back, and there is not a weak link in this CT side so far. Oh wow, I thought that was from mid, but perfect bounce off B. Util's really clean. Even on this B site, we've seen like Plopski play quad and default, and like NiP are throwing like triple flashes, just one after the other, chained over from CT spawn. I imagine they're leaving flashes in CT for those rotators. Yeah, you can see some on the ground now for whoever's closest right now, and it's really good for either bomb site. You know, not that NiP been in an A retake because they've been super heavy on A, but on B, if a mid player or an A player is leaning back, they can just start chucking him over for Plopski, and he's making good use of that utility right now. 7-6. Here's a big gun round for Copenhagen Flames.
S-Tag wanting to fight this, wanting to get involved now. The flashes will send him off the angle. roeJ is trying to play around this short smoke. He's attempted it a couple of times now, really to results that have often gone against him. Oh, okay. There's literally no accounting for that one, roeJ. He couldn't have, you know, the only way to have not died there is just not be there in the first place, I guess. Like, that wasn't an overstep. That wasn't really an overface. You get smoke shot, wall bang. There is no accounting for that one. An early advantage for the Flames. S-Tag will respond, bringing it back into this 4-on-4. Now, Brolin gets the info that Zyphon is out in middle. A little bit wide there. Hampus would have loved that kill. That would have been huge for NiP. Zyphon's able to keep on swimming, still alive. nicoodoz out through A. What a bit of a mission here, walking in deep. S-Tag is holding from under the boost, but it's only this short angle. And so nicoodoz is given a deceptive amount of room here. Oh, it's being considered. Brolin and S-Tag, they got the comms on lock, man. They know exactly what's being afforded to the Flames. Zyphon has brought us back into a 3-on-3, but the trades, they keep coming up in favor of NiP. They keep going the way of this.
Oh, what?
Oh,
it climbed up.
no.
It climbed up. These mollies, man. And now there's 10 seconds of flanks coming in. Zyphon doesn't even matter about this fight. His teammate's dead in A. This is a done round. Kill or not does not make a difference. And he's going to die as well. That is just worst case scenario. Not after time. Could have been more problematic, but my God, NiP, they almost lose it to the Molotov, and S-Tag saves the day. This CT AWP on the A site is causing a lot of problems for Copenhagen Flames. He is wrecking them right now, is S-Tag. kill after kill. And Brola, this is so good. nicoodoz was just trying to clear angles as clean as he could. And Brolan's so fast, man. The Swedish prodigy, I don't know if that word even applies anymore. He's more than proven.
Oh, the attempted peek.
First time NiP have gone that audacious in the B site. And the last time, because it's last of the half.
Yeah. Copenhagen Flames, they've come to collect, they've come to find the 7th. We've gone from the Swedish prodigy to the Danish house mafia. Flashes over towards B. Molly going to force a bit of a reposition out of roeJ, but he does just slip over the top of it. Not a worry in the world. nicoodoz out in middle. Oh, this reflash. It's not as pretty as last time, right? He just slides off the plywood, and S-Tag now all alone. Misses the shot in middle, and so Copenhagen Flames will manage to find the 7th, breaking the big old streak that NiP had embarked upon. Pretty crucial round, I think, just to kind of like refresh you heading into that second half of play, right? Going to bring things just that much closer. It means that you don't let NiP go on this huge 6-round streak to close the half. Suddenly, you know, you've come in with one round, you kind of broke it apart towards the end. You prove to yourselves that you can get it over the line, and now you have a chance to leapfrog into the lead on the back of a CT pistol.
That round was a complete bungling from NiP, though, right? From Plopski pushing down into the B default that's been holding every round with the flash that did nothing. And then Brolan, like you said, trying to hop on top with another flash, and he misses the jump. He gets stuck on the wood, and yeah, just a dead man there. So nice double entry, and as we talked about in those first like 5 or 6 rounds of the map, when Copenhagen Flames would get double entries, they would always convert. They were never getting clutched out by NiP. None of that in the T side. Now they swap. roeJ, he's got Julies. And we've got a bit of a B lead here for Copenhagen Flames. One man middle. Zyphon. Oh, he hangs around as well through the crouch. And Hampus takes him. A team effort, though. NiP with numbers in mid. Everyone here going to start to move in. Need to be smoke, and they're playing right into the hand of Copenhagen.
Yeah, HooXi. Oh, they jump over, they jump by him, and he's getting wrapped through mid as well. Gets a little bit awkward there. They're sailing past the B play in towards an empty A site. NiP, this is perfect. Tears in my eyes right now at the calling from Hampus. It's a thing of beauty, this pistol round, bypassing this kind of heavy B lean. And now Copenhagen Flames, they're going to struggle to find a way back in. Bombs planted for CT as well, so you're fighting every step of the way. And even though nicoodoz gets one at ramp, there are literally 4 people who can just tuck and play around this bomb. They don't have to face. They probably will, because they're 4-on-1. Why wouldn't you? Look at this. Like roeJ, he's got every intent to face, and then everyone does, all at once. And so NiP are up onto 9.
Yeah, I love that call because they set up for a mid to be right, exactly how Copenhagen Flames were expecting it. And S-Attack, he jumps through that con smoke into the B site. Not only does that draw so much attention from the CT player who we saw get wrapped from mid, but it just makes it look like what Copenhagen Flames want to believe. They're coping right there. Like, yes, it's mid to be nice. We've got our stack. And then NiP just run through that mid smoke and go into elevator, bypassing the setup and cleaning up the round. Full USP walk middle. Hampus is holding. Might be a Mo down, but it's only a Galil. Brolan's here to help out, make some money, baby. Ka-ching. And, well, it's not that clean. Brolan can pick it up, though. Oh, out of ammo. And he drops down to avoid death. nicoodoz with a gun. He could save, or he could look for damage. Ultimately, it doesn't matter too much. He's got a buy coming next anyway. And even kills will crowdfund this AWP, so that's the temptation. Oh, perfect pre-aim.
He's getting wrapped, so he should still be dead, like, but yeah, you can't take it away from him. It's a lovely little double in a round where he didn't really have anything in. So, yeah, you know, bit of extra damage done at the end there. Something that's kind of poetic here, though, right, is that, you know, we talk about this as, like, one of the matchups from the PGL Stockholm major, the one that kind of decided whether or not you got to make a run into playoffs, or your journey ended there. And Copenhagen Flames, they had it all taken away in an OT affair, right, in a full-on 3-mapper. Gave it their all, poured their hearts into it.
Yeah.
But in that series, it was It was Hampus and it was Device who stepped up a lot for NiP to fill that void. Well, Hampus doesn't need to do that anymore. Device isn't here. Hampus bottom of the board, right? Just kind of full comfort in the team, full ability to just sit back and lead. Then we've got Brolin, latest edition, moved over from Fnatic, top of the board, looking really, really good. S-Tag, the man filling the shoes of Device's AWPing. Second in the server, 15 and 11. It's a real kind of changing of the guard type look. And it feels quite nice for NiP.
Yeah, especially when this is a team that, you know, they just had so many roster moves, right? They've had so many academy players in and out, so many role changes. Now they got Brolin in. Now they got S-Tag on a new role for the time being. It's just constantly in flux. It's constantly changing. How do you gain consistency while doing this? NiP seem to have found a way. And I think a lot of that has to go to the calling of Hampus, but also the addition of DJL, who has really fixed T-sides in a big way on this map for NiP. Has helped out. Ooh, nice shot. nicoodoz, he's just sliding in! Ice skates on and chopping off heads. 3 kills on this A site as roeJ and HooXi move in to close. That was like on a skateboard.
Dude,
I don't know what he was doing.
On rails. That actually was. Like, he's just sliding through.
He's in campaign mode, shooting bots. That's sick. For an AWPer, I want to know his headshot percentage, because when he hasn't got the AWP, look at it. Scout A1S. This guy's clean.
That was just so nice. And, you know, I think that round there showcased just how strong crouching is. Like... You are, you know,
we should all do it.
Yeah,
all the
just
time.
crouch all the time,
Crouch
slide
spray,
everywhere,
slide.
like a slug.
Way less slippery. nicoodoz.
No, but you know, I mean, you'd be surprised. Like, not many people know that when you're crouching and like moving, you still have like top accuracy.
Don't start a new meta, Harry.
I'm just saying it. You know, me and Davey have been talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crouch sprayers, united. You don't spray though.
No. I mean, it's not for me. It's for everyone else.
Well, that's a big round out of nowhere from nicoodoz. 21 and 13. Yeah, they don't like it. They're speeding it up. Well, they wanted to.
Yeah, they tried to take some space quickly, but it's not really gone their way, has it? So probably just going to slow this down now. Wait and see if you can catch anyone getting over-aggressive, overzealous. Hampus still holding ramp.
Rampus.
Everyone else has gone up middle, though. And so I'll leave Rampus alone. They're going to look to walk out. No util on this push. They're doing it contact. HooXi will get the info at least, right? Able to slow them down with that Molotov. Means they can't go construction. Oh, they try to flash HooXi in, but both Rez and Brolin were able to dodge that flash. Zyphon holds the line. It's his turn to have an A1S highlight. And there's nicoodoz at the end, just to remind us who the real A1S king is, finishing off the job. And his teammates started there over at construction. Yeah. Copenhagen Flames, they're coming alive on this CT half.
Yeah, rounds like these are showcasing how important good utility and well-placed flashes are at this level of Counter-Strike, because, man, you don't blind your opponent, you don't overwhelm them and trade them, they're going to just maul you, man. And Copenhagen Flames displaying that really well right now. Back-to-back triple kills from both Zyphon and nicoodoz, and now just an eco for NiP. Should be easy pickings. HooXi wants to farm some stats, some money. MP9 is in. Pushing down on A as well with roeJ. MP9 will play first. There's a flash. NiP waiting for this, but waiting doesn't mean they can do anything about it with Glocks. They're trying to line up. They're trying to force HooXi to overextend, to commit all the way in to a point of no return.
Well, they go further. Oh, is this one bridge too far? HooXi, they're actually up and left him. They weren't hanging around. They were going to Plopski. Oh, he hears a lot of footsteps running away now. NiP actually have a very decent gap to make a B play happen. Like 2 players here. Zyphon needs a multi-kill. The Glocks could get out of hand, but instead they get mowed down. So there it is. It's nice. It's clean. Copenhagen Flames never even break a sweat.
Yeah.
Now we're at a pretty interesting juncture here, right? With a 5 alive round up on the board, with these being clean, money's getting established by this CT side. The Copenhagen Flames are no longer, like just kind of one full gun round away from being broken. That's so often your way back in on these T sides. NiP gonna have to grind their way through this one.
I like this quick boost up to the top to get utility in T-spawn. Tag's lobbing that right now as we speak over the A site. It's actually going to land elevator, I think. So they're trying to work middle, and there's a nice double setup there for Copenhagen Flames to stop it. They never even get to the smoke. Zyphon's here. They've already walked past. It's free. He doesn't know. First player made it through. Plopski turns around for 2, but he's not got the bomb. Does he want the space or the bomb? It's the latter. He gives up the site. nicoodoz reclaims this position, and Tag comes in to play with him from middle. Plopski can't afford to die here, or this round will fall apart, and nicoodoz has just pushed him, not that Plopski knows. Such a good position, given that he just killed 2 players at top and bottom B. nicoodoz staring center, but is he impatient? Because Plopski's not.
Oh, he's jumping up, and it's that decision to swing, that decision to peek. It's only dug the hole deeper. Plopski, the savior of this round. roeJ going in the middle. Plopski's actually leaving with the bomb. Out of the B site now. Tag still in mid, still waiting for his chance to pounce, and the timing is good. roeJ's caught looking the wrong way. Patience is a virtue for NiP there. And nicoodoz, that decision to try and go for the info play, to try and scout out the B ramp, especially when roeJ was actually already holding like deep down A ramp, had all the info that no one was rotating. Within that context, I think it becomes even more of a question mark. You could make the case like, yeah, he's worried about middle, getting wrapped through the B side, but even then, the spot he's in is relatively safe from that.
Yeah. Just really good patience. No other way of putting it for Plopski. Just a turret in that round. I thought Zyphon was going to win it with his position, but he really never knew that Plopski already crept through that smoke at the bottom of B. And NiP, that's a cheeky round to steal away in a very disadvantageous position. 2-on-4 right back into the swing of things. Now popping middle, Hampus running and gunning, Mac 10, in goes Zyphon on top, gets overwhelmed even with the flash. jabbi, he's fine as well, and Brolin secures that kill. Tag's late to make sure they can't climb back up on Con and backstab, but HooXi's going forward on the front through the smoke, and now he's trying to stop this B plant.
Yeah, did get team flashed. It's 2-on-2, right? His push slowed down. Comes to an end at the generators. He's going to wait for nicoodoz to move in as well. Bomb now getting planted. HooXi tries to swing, and roeJ back of the site. Good for the double. Gets that one over the line. They try to rush down the moment that bomb is tapped, the moment that bomb is planted, and they come to pay the price for it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
DJL even calls for a timeout here, so NiP just want to let that one sink in for Copenhagen Flames after 2 really annoying rounds to lose, right? That 2-on-4, and then right then into a really speedy round. NiP want to chat it out and make sure they can keep this one clean, because they're not out of the woods, right? Copenhagen Flames still are right behind, nipping at their heels. But the money is always going to be the problem. And it rears its head once again. They're going to buy. Okay. Ballsy. Zyphon drops the orb to nicoodoz. He is having a hell of a game. Leaves Zyphon with nothing. No Kevlar, just a deagle. But nicoodoz, if there was a man you wanted on his weapon of choice, it would be this guy right now.
Mate, this is such a all-or-nothing call for this map. It's like we're either going to do it now or we've got to do it up against 14. With no wiggle room. So this is the opportunity. They're going to use these little gimmicks of the boost to try and take early man advantages, to try and strip NiP players from the ranks.
Ooh. Yeah, Copenhagen Flames have so many cheeky things, Harry. We've already seen that over past Molly Smoke combo from CT Spawn. Now they're doing this boost over mid. Just little ways to catch advantages. But NiP, here's the good thing. They've won a lot of... they won a couple of T rounds here. They've not even gone A. They've not even shown their A attack yet. And of course, it's a weak buy. So only roeJ playing an off angle, hoping he doesn't get mollied in or out. He's going to use his own utility, forces Rez back, but NiP are fine waiting. There's very limited util in the first place. 2 smokes remain. And not even a kit in this round. I'd be very impressed if Copenhagen Flames somehow pick this up with the way that NiP are playing it. Just methodically clearing A. S-Tag's not going to get a peek on this AWP, but Hampus right now is just being loud at B while his team creep up.
And I mean, because the Flames have, you know, like we say, they've gone all in here, they're going to be so much more, you know, overzealous in response to that util that Hampus just lobbed out towards B. They actually left the A site entirely with the exception of roeJ, who's run down. Now, these players that were rotating away have now returned. They've come back. With 20 seconds, this AWP might be able to find something. If it can, who knows? Right now, a man down, 5v4. That's not showing any signs of changing. They try their hand at the spam, but the bomb plant is in. Nothing's connected. The Flames have got to save. They've got to keep themselves burning for another round. NiP up onto 13. And these guys have just got to tuck tail and run away.
You know, this is actually a really nice save for Copenhagen Flames. Like, NiP are in full control of this game right now, but Copenhagen Flames get to run this round twice in what would or should be a full eco in the next round. You said they're playing for that 14-10 score. That's when they'll have everything. Just make sure that they don't overinvest in this follow-up. And, yeah, NiP, right now, 5 alive. Brolin can afford to hunt because taking guns out is of big value right now. It's guns that can't be rebought. Gonna jump clear it. Oh, and it's perfect. Killing jabbi. Committed. That 1M4 pushed all the way up to the edge of B. That one exit for Brolin matters so much in Copenhagen Flames trying to win this eco or force buy cobbled together again. They're in a very bad spot right now. NiP, full control, full focus, a clean A execute. Without the util or kit, there was nothing Copenhagen Flames could do. This one should be no exception. Just, again, relying on a pop-off round for nicoodoz. And while they are often plentiful, he's just not been on the A site. And that's once again where NiP are leaning early.
Must feel infuriating, man. This is the second time they pulled this boost in middle. Man, I mean, Brolin is here in a roundabout way, but he's not going to go walking in anytime soon. I do love it when a mid lurker just kind of sits on there. Oh, hang on a moment. There's the swing.
That's what they wanted.
And nicoodoz gets the pick he was looking for. All right.
Okay.
It's an early advantage for the Flames. Now NiP starting to get a little bit worried. They've felt the impact of this AWP early. They're going to try and take some space over here at ramp, but guess who's here? nicoodoz keeping it very, very mobile with this AWP swing on the short side from roeJ, and he best S-tag. That's an AWP getting wrecked by the CZ as they go up the ramp. Are they ready for HooXi? They will clear him. Plopski and Hampus with kills apiece. The deagle of Zyphon doing damage, drops the bomb, but they trade him out. It's a 2v2. roeJ and nicoodoz, double AWP in the retake. We often say this isn't ideal, but here, with these guns scavenged, it's given Copenhagen Flames a chance. roeJ on the backstab. They've heard him scope, surely. Oh, they swing him together. This would be a hell of a round. Both Rez and Plopski are low. 14 health between them. The AWP is less than ideal. Fiddling with guns, nicoodoz looking for a way back in. Now that's a bad plant for ramp, right? So if he clears Tetris, maybe there's a world where he can put the fear in this ramp man with the swing. Now tucked in, Plopski's gone, AK in hand, a 1v1. Rez just isn't peeking. And so nicoodoz has got to get on this if he wants to win it. There isn't time. He's looking for kills, and even though he gets them all, it's still 14 for NiP.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure about this. 40 health, and he's just about going to live. That's a sick try for Copenhagen Flames. So much damage, but at this point of the game, with 3 rounds in a row, now 4 rather for NiP, they're not worried about money as much as Copenhagen Flames are. That one really hurts. Super close. Some crazy kills from the boosted AWP. Back to roeJ CZ doing it as well. The Deeg's on B, and it's still not enough. NiP push it over the line. 14 rounds from the clock. Great entry work for Rez into this B site. And this game, ooh, it's so close, but it's still NiP in control. 2 more to do it. Back to Copenhagen Flames on their map pick. Would set us up for a 2-0, at least off of the numbers alone. Overpass is next. We do have a very balanced map pool, right? As I said, coming into this Copenhagen Flames, they play all the maps. They're going to be comfortable wherever you take them. Both these teams kind of handshake dust out of the pick. Neither of them keen. It was NiP to remove it. And here we go back to full rifles for NiP. Not interested in that orb. It's a fast B start for Plopski. He's going to get cheeky again.
I mean, really, this round is the map for Copenhagen Flames, so they need results, and that is certainly a nice way to start. Zyphon getting his 20th kill there, opening up onto Plopski outside of B. He's still hanging around here, still fighting, and NiP have dispatched fellas to come and deal with him. roeJ, hoping he can flush Zyphon out, but there's smoke in the way. He's going to wait. Will his patience get rewarded? Oh my goodness, Zyphon's seen him, and he will win that fight as well. Going 2-0 right now at the bottom of B. A resmoke is in, and that's going to give Zyphon a ticket out of there, a chance to leave, a chance to evade, capture, evade trade from NiP. Even then, wants to do more damage on the exit. The nade doesn't find anything, but he's already done his part in this round. It completely shuffled NiP out of position, right? They went from having all this map control, from kind of holding all avenues that pushes could come from, to dedicating all their attention at B. And so HooXi finds the gap, extends the lead even further. And now at a 5-on-2, all that's left to do is wait for the Flames. This 11th should be as good as done.
Yeah, NiP have been set alight, and it might just be going back into the dark for this T side. It might just be that save. What else can you really do with so little control? 20 seconds and it's cool. They're giving it up. Very, very big round out of Copenhagen Flames. Every time you think they're ready to give up and go down, they pull out one like this with 5 alive. It gives them the breathing room up against 14. It's not the GG round that it could have been with their money on the line. And they know how to long out a series, especially against NiP. They've been there before. Very nice B hold for Zyphon as well. I also like that lineup smoke that Copenhagen Flames throw to assist him to get him out of B, because often you'll see if you just eyeball smokes at B stairs through that little hole of the entrance, you'll often see what NiP were trying to do. They were looking to peer over the smoke, find that one gap that they could see Zyphon walking up the stairs back to B. If it's just an eyeballed smoke, it maybe has that gap, it maybe has a chance, but that's a lineup throw, and so Copenhagen Flames know they can actually get Zyphon out of there safely without any punishment from NiP. So it just keeps 5 up, keeps them in the game. Coach is coming in with words of wisdom here in this round, as now we need to wait to see the fruits of their labour. The AWP off, but despite that, headshot percentage still pretty high for nicoodoz. We've seen some sickening shots out of rifles from him this game. Whereas S-Tag, he's been AWPing all CT side. Now, finally pulls it out for the T-half as well. Instead of flat rifles for NiP, they're going to try and use S-Tag to open up.
Yeah, he's taking this AWP over towards ramp. Him v nicoodoz is a fight that we might get to witness here. Oh. He's holding for a gap in this smoke. I never trust the Flames around this this tarp, man. Yeah. I never trust it. They're so wacky with the things they're able to do with the little pixel gaps around this short side. S-Tag still holding this angle. nicoodoz looking like he wants to swing it. Gonna lob a flash in, and now looks to go in with a peek. It's like he can sense this AWP is here. S-Tag still ain't moved a muscle. This is a weird spot though. And nicoodoz, there it is. He eventually breaks the silence over a ramp, and he might do more than break silence. He might break NiP. 3 in the round. And it's grinded to a bit of a halt now. NiP, they're left looking over their shoulder. They're paranoid, but they're getting pushed in at the front. roeJ with another. And it's only Plopski left standing. 1v5. An utter mowdown in the ramp play. The money now broken for NiP. Copenhagen Flames about to take 12. There should be even more waiting in the wings. What a round out of nicoodoz and his trusty AWP.
God, they were so reliant on S-Attack there. There was nothing in play for NiP. There was no util. There was no attempt to force him off angles. They were just begging, praying that S-Attack will win that fight. And when he doesn't, look at how it just gets torn apart. Wide swinging with rifles, and nicoodoz, he's so fast on these flicks. Guy is quick and takes every single one down. 4 in the round. roeJ helps out, and Copenhagen Flames, like you say, break that money. We were looking at NiP set up to close the map cleanly. Now this game's got legs on it. HooXi mows down 3 in middle. Brolin, he gets out, but there's no question about it. They know, and they will fight to the bitter end. 5 alive. Money has flipped on its head. It was Copenhagen Flames facing Eco, and now it's them built up with a bank, a trust fund. NiP, not out of the woods yet.
This is actually massive. Like, the fact that you repel that first all-in A attempt to break the money right as they've bought like a T-side AWP finally for S-Tag, a huge investment. You make it accomplish nothing. You get in their heads now and you get them at breaking point. NiP, they need solutions, and they don't have them in this round now. Copenhagen Flames, they're the ones suddenly in pole position. AWP set up at the sandbag. Zyphon again with his B ramp aggro.
In the position that Plopski punished his entire team from. nicoodoz, 9 multi-kill rounds this map, and this might have to be another one of them because NiP have already pushed all the way up ramp. They turn for the flash, and it's perfect. The flash was never going to get res, but he looks into it instead, and roeJ swings off yellow to kill him. All right, Copenhagen. Out they go. NiP back up into B, and look who's here.
They're going back to B, but there's like a bait and switch setup. This time, jabbi's here to fight, right? That's only going to pull more attention away from Zyphon, or at least that's what you're hoping. If anyone tries to go up the stairs, that's where jabbi should have them. They're hoping to trade this. jabbi's going swinging, looking for a way back in, and they will get the trade at least. It's a 2-on-3, low HP for Hampus. S-Tag gets the bomb back, 40 seconds now. And with so much time having elapsed, there's already players in the B site for Copenhagen Flames.
They haven't got a flash to set up HooXi. He's really got to pick the right timing to go for this fight. Oh, the one way, it just lands just about in the middle of nothing, nowhere. I don't think it even, it didn't land properly, not how they wanted it to, but S-Attack is still going to make do with what he's got as he walks in. Hampus is going to try and clutch the round on A. nicoodoz just left. He's getting chased down with 10 seconds. Hampus needs a plant. S-Attack goes 1 for 1. That's a kill! How does nicoodoz get caught in the open there? Was he not convinced? Hampus has got a plant, and now the in-game leader, the in-game leader of Copenhagen Flames to clutch.
7 HP for Hampus. This was the guy with to pop off for NiP to win back at the major. Now this clutch could tee them up. HooXi at full health, full grit, full confidence, in through CT. Hasn't seen Hampus. Oh, no. He's too shallow. And with the bomb planted for ramp, this is the last place you're expecting. Hampus might have done it. He might have outbrained the entirety of the Flames. Now wrapping him. Wow. Hampus is going to lock it in. And that is a round that is going to haunt nicoodoz. Oh my goodness.
What was he doing? Was he playing with nades? Did he not hear Hampus? It felt like he was running away with 10 seconds, thinking he could just live to time and win the round off the clock. Hampus, that's a beautiful post plant. Could not have played it better. But nicoodoz, the one guy who's even kept Copenhagen Flames in this game in the first place, is the reason NiP find 15. That is devastating.
Man, I do like the moment you put Hampus in one of those 1v1s, a chance for him to just fully outbrain the opposition. Those are his moments to shine in, right? The decision to plant ramp side and then go play elevator concealed in the corner, just a thing of beauty. All it means is like the one fight that could have wrecked you is if he rotated through Ellie, right? That's the only way that that round turned sour. Yeah. Other than that, he was in full control. nicoodoz, man, he's probably kicking himself. He probably feels now a big burden to step up and recover this and try to get it to an overtime. Will that sort of pressure, will it make or break this round for the Flames?
Nice smoke. nicoodoz has no info now, and he just is forced to retreat to avoid someone walking yellow. Plays that sandbags instead. He has a one-way. Meanwhile, Plopski owns bottom B. Oh, the flash peek, and again, missed jump. It killed Brolin earlier. jabbi will survive. But NiP know what's up. They know there are two here right now. They're going to reboost themselves on both sides. This is cheeky for NiP. jabbi, will he catch anything? Anyone? Will Brolin poke his head through? jabbi spams, and Brolin wins it. Zyphon's still going to trade the kill. They jumped up on the right side, and Zyphon has to go big. roeJ's here to help out. Zyphon swings off double, and hampus converts the kill. 30 seconds in a 3-on-3. NiP, they want to go. They kind of don't have a choice. They have to commit.
Oh, missed shot for S-Tag. roeJ with one, dropping the bomb, makes it a double, and it's all on the AWP now. S-Tag naded down to half, a really rough spot to be in. Doesn't even know where to begin, and with so little time, it never will begin.
Oh,
this clutch just written off. He's out of there with the AWP. They're even hunting him.
They got nothing to lose.
They shouldn't get to him in time. He will get himself away. Just about saving this AWP, but we're going the full 30 rounds. The distance now. Money is not in a good spot for NiP either. Overtime, the conditions for it have never looked more right.
Yeah, definitely feels like it. I mean, HooXi can just chase down S-Tag there, because even if he dies, they can fully rebuy with everyone and everything, and there's even a double AWP. jabbi bringing it into his B hold now, as he's had a couple of problems here in some of these fights. Not going to get picked. NiP hear that AWP fire off. Maybe they think it's the only one. Oh, but S-Tag is still ready for nicoodoz. Ducks below the shot. Look at this buy, if you want to call it that, for NiP. It is in the bin. Brolin on an AK. S-Tag saved AWP. 3 pistols. The most desperate of investments to keep this game in NiP's hand, or overtime. Or at least money is no longer the problem, but new ones start arising. nicoodoz wants to peek deep again. Flashed in. Owns the angle for now, but which one does he stay on? Might get swung here by multiple. S-Tag looks like he's ready to go. Flash for NiP. They're just trading contact. Finally belongs to the T side. roeJ doesn't want to go down. nicoodoz takes another fight and another missed shot. No one is biting. No one is hitting anything. And at 50 seconds, NiP have to make the call. Where do they go?
Now walking back B with the bomb. Is S-Tag going to take the AWP up middle? That's going to leave it away from the rest of the team.
Dear.
Suddenly, he's in a position. I mean, both the guns are over here in mid. They're going to try boost him, I think, maybe to try and get this pick over construction. No, he just peeks it dry. Okay, the weapons, all the firepower is in middle. And so it's got to go. There's 20 seconds.
No.
The block. Oh, nicoodoz has torn through them. NiP, 3 players trying to get up the ramp with pistols. The flashes hold them back. roeJ might get one, but that should be the end of the line, and Zyphon's going to make it so. We're going to overtime. And nicoodoz with some key frags over in middle. We said he might be feeling the pressure to try and, right his wrongs for letting hampus slip the net in that clutch that found NiP 15. And I mean, this does it. This double up in mid makes a world of difference.
Yeah, dude, that pressure squeezes kills out of nicoodoz. Would have been easy to crumble there after that dropped round against hampus on the A site with 10 seconds, but now it's NiP who have head in hands, as they shouldn't even be here. This should have already been done. Their map closed on the pick of the Copenhagen Flames, but we play on. And boy, we are getting some high-level Counter-Strike here. Chess game CS. But at least now, the economical woes avoided for the moment. It's a full buy on either side. Only one AWP. These are expensive. With 10k MR3, you don't want to overplay your hand. roeJ's going to come up through the ramp smoke, and you feel a bit of freedom now that you actually have a few more rounds to play with. You're not bordering 15. That's going to apply to either team. So finally, we have early fights up on A. roeJ does a lot of damage. roeJ, can he escape? Just about. roeJ doesn't know. He was only shooting smokes. But roeJ dinked down to 12, and nade could end his round.
Ooh. Yeah, they're going to look to leave ramp. They're going to look to turn away from here. Go back to middle again. Once more, it's S-Tag and Brolin. It's just like that last round, right? Both of them out here in middle. This position that's being used from Zyphon is really, really gross. It's like it's so almost dumb that, like, you don't expect anyone to be here, right? You're just the last place you're checking because it's so in the open. There's no fallback. There's no cover. You've got to win that fight, and all you've got is the element of surprise, but it works wonders. NiP, all on Plopski now. He just doesn't have time. The bomb's in middle. He's 1v4.
May as well save.
You know, he's just gonna, I guess, save.
Yeah, he's going for it, but, you know, when you're buying orbs, like S-Tag's on 3k, he's still going to get lost, but yeah, it doesn't really matter too much for Plopski. He can't win it, sadly, and Zyphon makes that a certainty. 30 kills for this man now. He's had many stoppages on this mid area for NiP, and even those flood mid to B rounds that we had at the early T side for NiP, Zyphon was there to deliver. nicoodoz 34, and NiP right now, no one even close to that number. Their highest is 20, two of them there. But S-Tag's cooled off in this T side, not really had any impact with the TAWP, and it was a CT orb that he was destroying with. So it's a lot harder here as S-Tag showing. Plopski fast B flash, but they'll meet him there. They're going down the stairs again. They know what to expect. Hampers clears it, only a dink. Plopski's so low, and Zyphon tagged up through the woodwork, gives it up. Aggressive beginning for NiP, but it gets them an early kill. They have to concede in case of utility. Rez got naded late in last round on the bottom of ramp. Plopski wants to avoid that. And so NiP go back to A, but look who's here, hungry as ever.
Yeah, this like 1-2 punch of nicoodoz and roeJ. Oh, they're all blind! And nicoodoz actually really hangs roeJ out to dry there. That flash full whiting him in the corner.
Oh dear.
Only a tag, so now they're getting closer. And he would have loved that kill. The ability to have just stripped one more out of NiP instead. Zyphon and HooXi, they've got a group. There is a nade on HooXi. If that goes in, could look to find one of these guys, but it's likely going to be used around that bomb plant. With S-Tag planting, no danger from the nade. Brolin trades places with him, and now it gets a little bit awkward as HooXi looks to leave. He's going to go back into the low bro, and there he is with 4 in the round.
Yeah, if there's one thing you're making sure of on T-sides on a map like Vertigo is you're not putting players on 50 health planting or 50 health or lower planting. You want your healthiest player sticking that bomb because the util, the expectation of mollies, of double nades, of just cycling utility is so, you know, it's so meta, so understood that NiP won't make that mistake, and those two low players are far away from the utility thrown in. AWP again for nicoodoz. Plopski again, fast flashing B. He's liked the pace, and he's definitely forced some respect out of jabbi on this site, who earlier was just him and Zyphon taking stairs away every round. Copenhagen Flames will do what they can to scare NiP out with utility, cycling more over from the A site. NiP actually won't take it, but Copenhagen Flames don't know that. They're still sat back double default as NiP try and flash their way in ramp.
nicoodoz here playing around this spam at short. It's another tag out of the AWP. Oh,
he saw him.
Oh, he just saw him last second, but has to divert his attention back to the ramp angle. Still, he's delivered on this opener. Now calling for a bit of help. Maybe looking for a way out. No, still content to keep peeking the top. You don't want to mess with him there if you're NiP. They might have no choice but to actually just give this ramp fight up. Kind of a brutal call to have to make when you've got a man down, you've got the AWP on S-Tag, every bone in your body wants to try and trade this, and S-Tag's so committed to it, he's still here at the bottom of ramp, locked in this fight with the Flames' AWPer. The rest of NiP, though, they've got their eyes set on B.
S-Tag should at least throw some util here to try and keep attention on this side. He's fighting. Meanwhile, his team are running this X-Tag, but the molly misses on jabbi. They haven't cleared the corner. They haven't got him out of position. With 20 seconds, he can win this whole damn round. They see him, but the bomb goes falling, and Plopski alone. S-Tag too late. jabbi gives away nothing and even doubles up from the back of B. Far better round from this guy, as S-Tag is late to the party, and the birthday candle's already blown out. Copenhagen Flames find the lead in overtime, 2-1 on the CT side.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like the pieces that they actually have to work with for this ramp hold is just so gross. Like, you don't envy NiP for having to go up against that, right? nicoodoz with this AWP is always such a talent, but like in this game right now, he's really kind of really feeling himself. You know, he's popping off especially since we've got an OT. For NiP, now on their CT side, I wonder what we're going to see, because their best rounds are almost like the polar opposite of how Copenhagen Flames play their CT side. It was the rounds where they didn't overface at ramp. It was the rounds where they didn't give nicoodoz and roeJ the ability to work these early kills that actually looked far better.
Yeah. I wonder if nicoodoz is going to get picks here, right? Because if you think about S-Tag's T-Orb, like, I just don't think he got any of these ramp picks here. You'd only die to nicoodoz or just not get given a fight. nicoodoz is very proactive here, looking for these kills, as S-Tag was. jabbi entries B. There's a bit of a brawl going on here, but HooXi doesn't want to die on this hill. He'll give it up as his teammate gets traded. Meanwhile, A control is getting taken. roeJ looking for this entry, and he might find it, walking this smoke. Rez turns. HooXi still walking into B. Brolin's reaggressed. He should win the fight. 2 fights on different sites at the same time, and both won by NiP.
Yeah, that's kind of brutal there. roeJ has reclaimed 1 up on short A at least. And now the bomb's been retrieved by nicoodoz. Looking to move back into this A play. S-Tag still waiting here. Still waiting. Brolin even taking some liberties now in the mid-round with B aggression. That's going to facilitate an early rotation over towards A, meaning Copenhagen Flames, not only do they have a 2v2 in the A site, but then you've also got the added pressure of this Brolin flank. No one's considering it right now. No one's holding it. So Brolin, roeJ's just gone back. Just gone back to keep an eye on it. Oh, they're going to hit the nades going out. Brolin won't peek on the back of it. Still just bides his time, waits for the perfect moment, and now after he catches roeJ up the short side, the round is torn away. NiP, I love it. They don't overface at ramp. They don't try and, mimic the Copenhagen Flames aggro ramp hold. Instead, it's pretty respectful for the most part. nicoodoz doesn't get any value out of that AWP in the early round. roeJ's left, on a very late lurk up short. Instead, it falls to those B players to try and make the first move, and they get churned up.
It's akin to the end of the T side of regulation for Copenhagen Flames, where they just couldn't really get an A execute working. When they get on the bomb site with double smokes and try and plant, NiP would have these flash protocols in place. They jump up boost, they'd swing smokes, they'd be really annoying. And now you add in a flank into this. What a ballsy play for Brolin to make this deep in the game, and it works. It wins the round for them. Rez spamming smokes, and they know he's there. They're trying to hunt S-Tag as well. This is scary. This could be close. roeJ doesn't capitalize. S-Tag gets back to the bomb site. 5 on 4, flashed off. Doesn't want to hold it. Doesn't want to call the bluff, although it was. Ollie's even going out. Traded either way. There's the execute, but as I just said, NiP are really good at keeping the pressure on. Do they want to allow the plant this time, or will they fly in?
Well, there's a molly on Brolin. That's going to help slow it down at least, right? And buy a bit more time.
Okay.
The wall bang.
What?
Oh, but in response, roeJ's on for a double. All right, the bomb's been dropped over at A. jabbi's late lurking middle. Plopski's dead to him. And even though they looked aware of this possibility, it didn't make dealing with it any easier. nicoodoz there to close. roeJ with a round-saving play going up top default, lands that spray transfer right after S-Tag has just wall-banged the bomb planter out.
Yeah, shades of device there for S-Tag. No one hitting that shot consistently, but he makes it look easy. First bullet, frag, but look at the transfer. Oh, it's clean. Looking for a third as well. Damn, Copenhagen Flames, their map pick, their map point, their chance to close.
Yeah, we're back to, what Copenhagen Flames have basically done in every one of these T rounds, which is this early double send of players up A ramp, try work and opener. Only this time, they get away with it, and the B players find success. This is the worst timing for this to have happened for NiP. Often they've at least shut down one of these components. This time, they're hemorrhaging players on both bomb sites. They're in a 3-on-5 retake. B's already been overran. It's already lost. roeJ is even flanking deep through A, but it might never even come down to that. Copenhagen Flames, 5v2, roeJ with a backstab. This should be unlosable.
Yeah, you're damn right. This bomb's even going back to the A site. Rez, he may have realized, but roeJ's up right behind, even if he swings his smoke and catches Copenhagen off guard. There's bullets in the back of the head from jabbi. Sick round for jabbi. Definitely activated once we hit overtime towards his B site CT anchoring, and then on the T side to close. Copenhagen Flames do it. They look like they were about to be crushed after that missed round and the round where they give Hampus that clutch on the A site, but they hold it together, they keep it going, and they take...